Hey YouTube, this is Paul the Death Scouter making another video, and I am dealing with a common problem. My driver's side air vents are blowing cold air while my passenger side air vents are significantly warmer. So this is basically a flushing the heater core video. I just want to show you the contraption that I put together. This is anything but graceful. So far, the only tools I've needed have been my little, oh my God, channel locks to get the clamps off of these hoses. And these two hoses here are your in and out to your heater core. What I did, I've got some plumbing fittings laying around. I got a garden hose attachment here that's laying around with an on-off valve. I've got another. Let me pull this out because it's not in there very tight. I got this adapter here for the end of a garden hose. But the other thing is that I want to try to capture my water and see if I've got any casting sand or any way to see the debris that is clogging up my heater core. So what I'm going to do here is I get this garden hose attachment, these other things, and ta-da! A bucket that I've pretty much wiped out and made clean, and I am going to sit here and do my best to turn on the water and flow water through one side of the heater core for a while, turn around, reverse it, flush it back, and then refill my heater core with proper antifreeze and see if this solves my problem. So for the sake of brevity, I went ahead and already disconnected the hoses down here, the hose clamps, you see them sitting there, and attached this little makeshift set of plumbing fittings and garden hose fittings. It's not pretty. I totally prepared to get squirted in the face with water, but I'm going to go ahead and fire this up. Okay, so I got this started. I'm about 2.5 gallons through. I started and stopped the flow of water a couple of times just to try to jostle any sediment that was in there. My initial splurt of stuff squirt all kind of crap out. Now I got a pretty easy flow. Go over here, shut this off. I got a pretty easy flow coming through, so I have no reason to believe that there's total blockage. But what people say is that there is partial blockage on the side of the heater core that happens to provide heat to the driver's side of the HVAC venting. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go ahead and reverse these hoses, reverse the process. And the question comes up, well, what do you do now when you have all this toxic waste antifreeze mixed with water, so you can't put it back in? It'll throw off your 50-50 mixture. And I fortunately am not on a well or a septic system. I'm on municipal city water, municipal city sewage. So this is going down my toilet where it is safe for them to process it at the poop plant. I just did it one way. I'm going to go ahead and reverse it and flush it back the other and put everything back together. And next time I drive it, I will be certainly able to tell if this fixed it or not. Okay, so after forward and reverse flushing these hoses, I did take my bucket inside. I wish I had my camera in there. I dumped my bucket of wasted antifreeze and water out into my commode, and there was a lot of gunk in there, almost to the point that I'm ready to just do a full flush on my and change on my antifreeze and radiator completely. But for the sake of this video, let's just continue with what we've got going on. So as of right now, my heater core and these two hoses are full of just plain fresh water. I want to empty that out, and I want to get antifreeze back in there, reconnect the hoses. One of the things that is always a caution when you're doing a flush and fill or breaking the hoses on your coolant system on a Jeep is you don't want to get any air bubbles, because if you get an air pocket, it can actually lead to either no heat or overheating. So you need to do your due diligence to make sure that you're not leaving gaps of air and just hoping that it's going to fill when the water pump starts running again. So my goal here, I do have an air compressor. Ta-da, ta-da. I will use my air compressor to blow these out. Now, if you don't have an air compressor, you can get very creative. First of all, you can always just put a hose up against it and blow with your mouth. You can use the exhaust of your shop vac. Put your shop vac up there and just blow some of that out. At this point, it doesn't matter what spills out because it should just be fresh, clean water out of my hose. So I'm going to go ahead and just get the nozzle of my air hose in here, and I'm just going to start blowing out. There we go. Let's see, I'll show you what I got. I'm just going to get my air hose in here. And with a little luck, between the water and the air, whatever crap was in there has been dislodged. So now what I'm going to do, I'm going to take Mr. Funnel. I'm just going to start pouring my antifreeze in until I see it come out that bottom hose, and then I'll do my best to put these back together. I'll move over here to Mr. Radiator, whatever, wherever you live, pronounce it differently. Take my cap off. Of course, recognize I'm doing all this stuff while my engine is cold, right? You don't ever do this stuff when it's hot. Okay, so went ahead and emptied out my bucket after putting all my hoses back together. Started looking in here, and what do I see? But lots and lots of this is the casting sand that was a problem on the 2012 and 2013 JKs, which I have a 2013. Lots and lots of this casting sand. I mean, it really feels like granules of salt or sand. You can see some of the chunks are pretty sizable, and there was plenty because I dumped this thing out in my commode, and I was surprised by how much stuff actually came out. Again, why do I do this? Why is this so amateurish? Because I'm like you. I'm a guy in my own driveway trying to keep my Jeeps, all my vehicles running as best I can without paying $90 an hour to a shop. So I show you what you're going to go through when you come at this as a novice like I am. This was the first time I did this on this vehicle. I did it many times on my Jeep Liberty, so I wasn't too intimidated. Matter of fact, I have a video on that if you want to check out some of my other videos. But I do show you what you're up against. I do show you how to do this when you don't have professional tools, just using whatever crap you got laying around in the garage. Hey YouTube, so this is Paul. Now you know what I look like. And I just wanted to do a quick follow-up because I took my Jeep for a drive last night, tried to do a video inside my Jeep, and there was just way too much darkness, so the video didn't work. But you know, as I drive, let me throw this up here, got my elbow up on the top of the door. I hold my steering wheel, and pretty much puts the driver's side leftmost air vent right in the pathway of my arm. And I'm going to say that my repair was a huge success because the heat was so scorching, I actually had to close the air vent. So if you've got that problem where your heat has been lost on the driver's side, but it's still hot on the passenger side, I'm going to have to say that the flushing of the heater core is definitely your go-to fix. At least start with that, and then you can see if you have something more complex. I meant broken blend doors or a blend door actuator. So hey, thanks for listening to my videos. Again, not too fancy because I kind of show you what you're going to go through working out of your own garage and what you're going to encounter when you attempt these repairs on your own. So it wasn't too glorious, wasn't too glamorous, but it was highly successful. So again, thanks for watching. Go ahead and smash that subscribe button. I appreciate all my subscribers. Apologies for any moving around of the camera, but I am a one-man show, so the camera goes where my hand goes, and sometimes these are two-handed jobs. I try to do one-handed, so apologies. Thanks for watching.